Okay, so at the time of this recording, it's the 14th of April. EVO Japan hasn't happened yet, so hopefully when I upload this video, EVO Japan doesn't just blow up my idea what I have for this video. But if it does, it does. But let's get into it. So Fatal Fury City of the Wolves got debuted at SWC at the grand finals for KOF 15. Shout out to Laggy for the win. Dope tournament overall. But what we saw at SWC definitely had people in a chokehold. Okay, not only did we see Rock and Terry with some moves and some dope mechanics, we also saw Otaru, Tizak, and newcomer Preacher. Okay, all of which made for a dope time. Okay, like my reaction, like I hurt my hand, I was so hyped. Okay, I'm seeing people on Twitter talk about it. I'm seeing articles from IGN, GameSpot, other places. I'm seeing people like Jay Wong talk about it, Maximilian dude. I'm seeing people, articles from Mexico, this and that, the third. I'm seeing discourse being made. I'm seeing all types of stuff, all types of hype, and this is what we wanted. This is dope. But also now I'm seeing stuff about discussion about who people may want in the roster, right? Seeing stuff about KOF characters like Kyo or Iori, K-Dash, maybe Shune and stuff in there to represent the newer generation of KOF. Then I'm starting to see stuff about Sam Show and Last Blade, perhaps. Hell, people suggest maybe SNK can pull from one of their older franchises that people may not know about. All dope stuff. However, I have an issue with that. All of that would be well and good for KOF. However, this is Fatal Fury. So, in my personal opinion, I think the right way to go about this is to not include any guest characters in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Alright, so I know this sounds crazy, especially coming from me. If you follow me on Twitter or hell, my YouTube channel in general, or if you just know me in Discord and stuff, you know I care about SNK heavy. I'm always complaining about what they need to do to fix themselves. I'm always complaining about what they need to do to change this and how I want them to do better, this and the third, and become more popular than what they are, and I know they become, right? So then why Decept, when they have a new fighting game on the horizon, it fits all the qualities that you want, it has an English dub, which was the biggest thing that you wanted, people are talking about it, even people outside the SNK community are talking about it. Why would I not want there to be guest characters in the game? And it's for that reason in particular, I don't want guest characters in the game. See, because of how important this game is for SNK as a company, I don't want any guest characters. Well, not playable at least. That part is important. We'll get back to that later in the video. See, when the game was showing off at SWC and everyone laid eyes on the characters and the art style, the discussion slowly started rolling into a who do you want to see in the roster? And I noticed characters from KOF and other games being mentioned. Yet, that's a big issue for me. This is a Fatal Fury title. Fundamentally, it's to be separated and dissociated from KOF entirely. With the KOF series, people seem to forget or maybe not realize that it's in its own timeline, its own world, everything. It is its own ecosystem. What happens in KOF does not affect what happens in Fatal Fury and vice versa. Two separate, complete worlds. That's why you can have young Terry walking around, but older Rock Howard. That's why you have certain characters walking around that should be dead, but aren't dead. And why Ryo look like he's still young when technically he should be in his 40s or maybe even a little bit older than that. Fatal Fury is in its own world as well. There's order of events that happens in that world, ramifications and consequences that happen from the Art of Fighting series, from Ryo and Robert, that led into the Fatal Fury games held by Terry Bogard and Andy and Joe. This is a franchise that got SNK on the map in the 90s during the arcade era, where everybody and their mother was making fighting games. If you had a company and you made games, you was making a fighting game. Hell, if you had a company period and you weren't making games, you suddenly decided, I think I'm gonna make a fighting game. Yeah, let's make a fighting game. So then this lays the groundwork and impact and importance for this new title. Mind you, it's been 20 some odd years since a new Fatal Fury game has come out. So to say that this game is important for SNK to be a success is an understatement. I would go as far as to say this is one of the most important titles that they're about to put out in the history of their company. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but let me rock, okay? I understand what I just said, but that's how I feel about it. That is how important this franchise is to the company. This is their game. This is the game, mind you, the franchise that competed with Street Fighter at a point in time. So that should tell you how important this is for them coming up. Now, what SNK should do is make the roster Fatal Fury only. This gives them a chance to do something that I don't think they had a chance to do before, and that's to genuinely show off the long, rich history of the series. There's tons and tons of games in the franchise. This franchise is not hurting in terms of characters to pick from. We've already shown Rock, Terry, Hotaru, Tizak, and the new character Preacher already. That's 5. Then there's characters that are possible to join the roster as well that many of you know in the KOF series, such as Blue Mary, Yamazaki, Billy Kane, Mai Shiranui, Andy, Joe, Kim. Like, all of these, if you don't know, are from the Fatal Fury games. So if we were to assume they're being put in the game as well, already we're approaching 10 characters. And I haven't even mentioned any of the Art of Fighting characters like Ryo, Robert, Yuri, and King. That's an additional 4 characters. Because remember, Art of Fighting and Fatal Fury takes place in the same world. So that, along with characters that haven't been in series in decades, makes for a healthy roster already. Keep in mind too, these are characters that I just know. I haven't played through the whole Fatal Fury franchise. There's tons more characters like fan favorite Duck King. Not to mention, we still haven't seen if there's other returning characters from the Garo series as well. Which, by the way, please SNK, bring back my boy Freeman. Him and Rock were like bottom tier, but I didn't care. He's so cool. Just look at, he's so cool. He's edgy, but he's so cool. Please bring him back. But yeah, this is a Fatal Fury game. Already, the distinction between itself and KOF has been made with the art style and gameplay. But that isn't enough. The roster has to reflect that as well, from the roster to the stages. There cannot be any confusion between these two. Okay, SK cannot afford to have there be any confusion. We don't want the narrative of this is just KOF, this is just KOF, this is just KOF. And I know many of you watching this and going, who thinks that? I promise you, I have already been seeing the it's just KOF with a different color scheme or whatever crap already. That narrative has already started from the moment that game got shown at EVO. But as I said, with all that being said, I don't want there any guest characters. I understand this is not a fun idea. However, I am not heartless. Remember, I said not to include any of them in the roster. I didn't say anything about not including them in the game though. So like I said, I'm steadfast with the idea of having a Fatal Fury only roster, and I stand by that 100%. However, cameos and references, now that's a different story, and that's something I can get down with. You ever ask somebody what their favorite KOF game is, they're liable to say 98, 02 UM, and 13, right? The gameplay is this, the roster is the best in the series, yada yada yada. All great reasons, I'm not hating, but for me, I love 02 UM and 13, not because of those reasons in particular, but because of the cameos and the Easter eggs of the stages and the characters in those backgrounds of the stages. See, you could pick any stage in those games and I dare you to not find a single Easter egg. There's plenty of them. In 13, you have the stage where they're in front of the like SNK building and Harumu is just posted up on a pillar drinking sake. In another stage in 13, it's like a shrine stage and you have Shiki and Moria from Last Blade just posted up vibing. It's cool seeing characters in the background. Or the French stage where you see like Shermie and then in the background you see Seth and you see Ramon and you see baby girl Vanessa. Just fun Easter eggs, fun things, and not even to mention O2UM at the school stage. You have Shingo and I forget her name, but the fangirl that likes Kyo as well, and a whole bunch of characters in the background, and Chizuru is there. Like, SNK does a great job of putting love and attention and just fun references in their stages. Not only are their stages pretty, but the references and Easter eggs of said stages are great. And I feel that's something that's been missing from KOF 15, but they can rectify this with City of the Wolves. You want to have a reference to Kyo? Sure, have like a dude kind of dressed up like Kyo in the background. You want your Iori reference? Okay, have a bakery or some building called Yagami Bakery or Yagami Incorporated. I don't care. Have some random poster with a picture of Shingo. Have a person that look like Dolores teaching school children. Just cool, fun references. Have some characters in the background that look kind of off in the distance that you like, wait a minute, is that Harumu? Is that so-and-so? Fun stuff. Make it like it's a game. Make it a treat for the fans. Because I promise you, people will enjoy that. And they do. Regardless, even if it's a fighting game. At the end of the day, fans love Easter eggs and references that calls back to previous games. And already in the gameplay that we've seen, they have a stage referencing Raiden stage in City of the Wolves. Something I didn't even know, because as I've said, I haven't played through the whole franchise. The furthest back I've played is Real Bout 2. That was recently. But yes, having these things would be great. Now, again, if you don't know me, I am a very grounded person in terms of expectations and ideas. I tend to keep myself realistic with things, and this is no different. So in terms of guest characters and stuff, on the one hand, I would prefer if they didn't go and reach into the KOF playbook and pull characters from different franchises in their company. However, at the end of the day, SNK is a company. They gotta make money. They gotta get eyes on the game. And if getting a guest character is gonna do that, then cool. Mind you, when I say guest character, I mean right now just in terms of SNK franchise. We're not gonna talk about companies other than SNK. We can make that a different topic though. But if SNK is to pull from their other games, I would say I am okay with 1, 2, maybe 2 max. Because any more than that, and I feel like it muddies it as far as drawing attention away from the main roster. Who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe the characters that end up getting put in the game, base roster and whatnot, are so dope that it doesn't matter who else they have outside of the Fatal Fury franchises. But I would be comfortable if they just had 1 to a maximum of 2 characters. That way, they get their money, they get the little bit of hype from people saying, oh, they added so-and-so, and then keep it still Fatal Fury. But that's just how I feel. That's my thoughts on the matter. Just like you and everyone else, I want this game to do great. I want this game to do more great. I want this game to do amazing. And I feel like this is the game to really put SNK, just like in the 90s, on the map and people's attention in their face that, hey, they make fighting games, they make dope ones, just as dope as Tekken, just as dope as Street Fighter. Just saying, there's always an alternative. But I could be wrong. I could be just talking into the ether. What do I know? I'm 28 years old. Fatal Fury was out before I was born. But what do you all think? Do you agree with my idea? Do you hate my idea? Do you think I'm stupid? Do you have a different idea altogether? Comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll try to reply to you, and we can have a discussion in the comment section. But But as always, I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It helps the channel out a lot. If you're new and haven't subscribed, give your boy a sub. You know, help me out. I got some more content on the way, some stuff I'm working on behind the scenes, video ideas, but kind of take a bit of time. But as always, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be out. Y'all be easy. Peace.